Hello, my name's Hilary Woodhead. I'm the Executive Director of NAPA, and this is a podcast about our helpline. The helpline has been in existence for many years, but in recent weeks we have been very fortunate to receive a grant from the RAIN Foundation to extend the reach of the helpline and to engage a helpline manager, Sylvia. And Sylvia, we're going to be talking to Sylvia about our plans for the next 12 months and what we hope the helpline will achieve. So, Sylvia, hello.
Hello. Well, it's really good to be part of the team. I'm pleased to be here, and I'm looking forward to continuing the good work that's already been started with the helpline and just seeing how we can develop it a little bit further.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You said that it's been in existence for quite a while though, Hilary, and I'm just wondering what sort of calls you might have had in the past and who those calls might have come in from.
Yeah, I think from my understanding is that the helpline callers really have been activity coordinators working at the front line, delivering activities, but also calls from managers as well, who are really committed to activity provision and to making sure that they're supporting their activity staff to as much as they possibly can be. And also occasional calls from family members as well, perhaps who are looking to engage a person that they're caring for at home, or trying to work out what to expect if they are making that transition to a care home in terms of activities. So really quite a wide caller group, and that's something that we were hoping to build on to make sure it's kind of accessible to all, really.
That's really good because, everybody needs support at some time, don't they? No matter what your role. I think it can be quite a stressful time, an emotional time. And I think for managers, actually, I think managers quite often get forgotten when we're talking about helplines and support, because I think for managers it can be quite a lonely place, and helping them to support their staff. They've got so many things to think of that maybe supporting their staff might sometimes drop a little bit lower than they would like it to be on their list. So perhaps we could offer some support. We've got lots of expertise on the helpline team. Some of it is HR. So we could help managers with all sorts of things. They might have a difficult situation with a member of staff. They're not quite sure how to approach it. We could talk through different ways of approaching those sorts of things. And you know what? The managers, I'm sure, have called you in the past. Have you got any examples you can give of where they've called in?
Yeah, I think just one of the team shared with me where a care home manager, a new care home manager, was struggling to implement the kind of a whole home approach. They'd come from another care provider where sort of everybody got involved in activities, and that's something that we really encourage at NAPA. But they were a new in post, and there was a kind of quite a traditional activity worker who was very much in charge of the activities and very good at what she did. But it was trying to enable her activity coordinator to be more encouraging of staff to get involved. Sometimes we have the opposite issue, of course, where care workers are care workers and they can't always see the benefits of getting involved in activities. But in this particular situation, it was the other way around. And really, I think just talked through how to support the activity worker to share her knowledge and skills, because, she really was a specialist in her area. And once she realised that she was a leader in that regard, that she could work with the manager, she said, I hadn't really thought of it that way. We can work on this together and get more staff involved. So I think sometimes managers have the answers, really, but it's about just having a conversation, seeing it from a slightly different angle, and helping them to come up with a bit of a plan as well, of how best to move forward.
And I think in a situation like that, where they're bringing a completely different approach to the home, they do need a lot of support. And, activities is something that, of course, should be part of everybody's mindset when they walk into that care home. That's brilliant. We need to just be sure we're encouraging everybody within that whole sector. And of course, for family carers, it can be very difficult, especially during lockdown. That must have been so hard, and to find different things to do with the person they're caring for. It can be very, very difficult, can't it?
Absolutely.
Confidentiality might be an issue, though, I think, for some care homes and managers. I think it's always been a bit of a thing, hasn't it, about talking about what goes on in the home stays in the home.
Yeah.
So how do we get over that, do you think, Hilary? We're going to
Yeah.
have to think about that a bit, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. And I would want to reassure managers and activity coordinators, wellbeing workers that ring in or email us that what they share with us will be confidential. You know, we're a member of the Helplines partnership. There are standards that we have to meet in order to be approved by them. You know, it's really important to us that people feel they can trust us, and the information that's shared with us remains confidential. But we're also quite clear that, you know, we have a duty of care too to the people that they support. So, you know, if something is shared during a call or by email that we think potentially could be putting someone at risk, then we have our safeguarding policy and procedures that mean that we will have to share information as appropriate. But we're clear about that, and we've got information on our website, but also that we can send out to callers if they're concerned about where that line is drawn. Because it's important to be clear, I think, Sylvia, don't you, about what can be shared and what can't be shared. Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And of course, nobody will be asked to give their name if they don't want to give their name. But if they want something sent, of course, they will have to supply that type of information.
Yeah.
But as you say, I think safeguarding requirements, we do have our duty of care within the whole safeguarding issue and area. So, yeah, okay. So we're both very clear about that. And I think the whole team is as well.
Absolutely. It's vital, isn't it? And I think more than ever, really, we want people to feel safe to be able to share concerns. And what we'd always do is say, I don't think I've ever had a conversation, and I'm sure the team would say the same, with anybody without saying, have you had a chat with your manager about this? Have you already spoken to somebody that you trust at work, whatever the issue is? Because, you know, we are an external party, absolutely. And we're not there to criticise one way or the other. We don't know the setting, we don't know the individuals concerned. So all we can do really is share what we think is best practice. And our starting point is always, do you have someone you can talk to that you trust at work?
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing we want to do is make anybody feel like we're taking sides. We're unbiased and we're there just to try and help people come together and resolve any issues or difficulties they have together. I think that's the important thing. So I think one of the things I've been thinking about quite a lot when I think about the managers is, how does the helpline help managers? And I'm thinking about the knock-on effect of helping a member of their team, really. So if the staff team know that they've got somebody they can ring when they've got a problem and talk it through, I think that makes them feel valued. I think if a manager says, look, if you feel you can't come to me, or I haven't always got the time, this is somebody you can ring. You can ring this helpline. The staff feel that means that the manager cares about them. So when you start valuing your team and showing them they're valued, I'm sure managers do value their team, but we don't always get the chance to show it, do we? So I think the helpline is an opportunity to show them that they're valued. Yeah. So when they start feeling valued like that, I think it makes them feel that they have a better sense of well-being. When you bring well-being into the care home, it spreads, doesn't it? They start caring for each other.
Absolutely.
And so the manager benefits because they get a team of staff that feel valued, feel happier in their work, and they stay in the job. So staff retention improves as well. So I think managers can benefit by asking their staff to use the helpline if they need it.
Exactly, and something we've put together, haven't we, over the last few weeks is a pack for managers. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about the managers pack? And this will be available after the podcast goes out. We'll be sending it out via NAPA News, and it will be on our website, and also we'll share it across our social media channels. But would you just like to tell us a little bit about what's in the pack, Sylvia?
Sure. So we put together a poster that managers, if they want to display it, they can just print it off and perhaps put it in the staff room so that staff can see it. We've also put together some postcard size cards and business cards size cards. There's a lot of cards there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but I find a little card that slips into my purse is brilliant. And you know, sometimes people don't get a chance to phone when they're at work. So if the helpline number is at work and they go home, they haven't got it. So these cards mean that the staff can have the cards with them at any time to make that call that they want to make. So there's the poster and the cards, and then for the managers, we've put together some ideas. I've just been talking about benefits to managers, and we've put together 10 reasons why it's a good idea to encourage your staff to use the helpline. And a little bit of extra we've thrown in 5 tips to encourage your staff to use these 5 tips. It's all about building the team and making the team feel that they are really together in what they do. It's not, we've got an activity coordinator there and the carers here and never shall they meet. It's about everyone working together as one big team. So there's a bit of help on team building. And then we received from Mind a little leaflet about wellbeing and encouraging wellbeing for the staff. So we've also put the link for that in there as well.
Excellent, good. And I think, you know, that may well evolve over time. So we're really interested to hear the feedback from managers about how helpful that's been. Is it something that they would use? And maybe in a few months' time, have they used it? Please get in touch with us at NAPA and let us know once you've received your pack what you think about it. And if there's anything missing, if there's anything that we could add in, because it will be downloadable. It's something that will go out, as we said, digitally, so we can always, it's a live document, we can add to it and adapt it as necessary. So, you know, it's for our managers, our NAPA managers, so please do let us know what you think. Fantastic, Sylvia, thank you.
Just something else I'd like to say, though, it's really important, I think, because obviously we're not manning the helpline 24 hours a day, and we have got a fantastic system in place that if somebody calls and we don't answer, the call will go to an answer phone, and then it will be recorded, the message will be recorded and sent by email to the helpline email address. So people can ring any time, day or night, and we will pick up the call and hopefully get back within 24 working hours.
Excellent. That's really good to know, I think, as well, because, you know, we're saying all the time, aren't we, that activity is a 24-hour enterprise, night staff, morning staff, evening staff, weekend staff. So, you know, we are as available as we can be at the moment with our with the resources that we've got. But absolutely do get in touch, send us an email, leave us a message, and we'll absolutely be in touch as soon as we possibly can. That's a very important point. Thanks for raising that. Anything else, Sylvia, that you just want to share about the helpline? Anything you know, in terms of your plans for the next 12 months or so that you're with us for, and extending the helpline?
Well, obviously, I want to try and build it as much as possible and build the resources that are there. NAPA already have, I must say, NAPA have a wealth of resources that it's going to take me a while to get my head round. But I also want to, I really want to look at the type of calls that are coming in and who the calls are coming in from, and then see if we can put things in place. If we identify that we're getting lots of calls about one particular thing, then maybe we can develop some resources and put them in place, which will mean they don't have to ring the helpline because those resources will already be there. So I think, you know, I don't want to say that the helpline will never be needed. I think everybody needs it because sometimes, you know, people just want someone to listen. And they can talk through a problem. They think it's a problem, but by the time they've finished telling you about it, they've already resolved it for themselves. I don't know about you, Hilary, but I do that a lot. I think I've got a problem. And the minute I start talking about it, I think, why was that a problem? So I think the helpline will always be needed, but what we want to try and do is preempt difficulties so that we can put the resources in place before the need is actually there.
Excellent, excellent. And just a reminder to everybody that's tuning into this podcast that, you know, the resources on the website are free at the moment. We've made them free for everybody to access. So if you head to our website and just under resources, those resources are free. And to sign up to NAPA News, just to drop us an email, because our NAPA News is going out twice a week at the moment. And if you are interested in, if you're listening to this and you're not a member, and you are interested in becoming a member, that's really easy to do as well. And the information about how to get in touch with us and how to contact the helpline will be at the end of this little clip. Okay?
Great.
Okay, Sylvia?
Yeah, great to talk to you, Hilary.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye for now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.